Hello and welcome to our tea time chat. Look at us. Look at the sky behind. It is pretty gloomy. The drizzle, very little, but it's still on. It's still on, and the players have gone for early tea. What a session it has been for India. 82 runs of 24 overs, not a single wicket down. The follow on has been saved. The second new ball has been played out. Close to 100 overs for Australia on the field. Nitish Kumar Reddy nearing 100. Washington Sundar nearing a 50. Finally, we see fight. That's what we wanted to see. Sharmistha and I, we wanted to see, all of India wanted to see that. This is perfect tea time and a happy tea time at that.
I will just go inside and get a cup of tea and a cup of coffee for you in a minute. But it's amazing actually how India is chasing on because today when I was আর এটা কিন্তু bilingual life তো আমি
Okay.
বাংলাতেও বলি ইংলিশেও বলি যাতে যেই ভিউয়াররা বাংলাতে দেখছেন তারাও এনজয় করতে পারেন so this morning when I was at the MCG Indian fans who I was speaking to they were still saying India will win so that is the kind of and in the morning it looked pretty dismal so that is the kind of faith which fans have that belief that worship of their stars that whatever happens we want to keep believing that India will win and there were Rohit Sharma fans KL Rahul fans অনেক ফ্যানরা এবং এখন যেটা মানে দেখার ব্যাপার হচ্ছে যে ক্রিকেট ট্যুরিজম ইজ so big. This was not the case. I was in Melbourne in 2005, 6, 7. We were staying in Melbourne at that time. বোরিয়ার আমি সেই সময় মেলবোর্নে থাকছিলাম তখন তো রেভ স্পোর্টস অনেক মানে কেউ ভাবতেও পারেনি যে একদিন রেভ স্পোর্টস হবে রেনে
It is drizzling. Yeah. It is clearly drizzling now. I can feel the water. It is drizzling, so the players are off. India won't mind this. India will not mind this one bit. The more time goes, the more the lead falls. This is excellent for India. It's excellent for India. Yeah, go on.
হ্যাঁ সো আমি জাস্ট এটাই বলছিলাম যে ক্রিকেট ট্যুরিজম এত বড় এখন মানে ইটস সো বিগ ক্রিকেট ট্যুরিজম ইজ সো বিগ অ্যান্ড ইটস গ্রোন ওভার দ্য লাস্ট 2 decades or less because I've seen fans here who've come from Chicago and we would think that people don't follow cricket that much in the US but no fans have come from Chicago, from India, of course, from Bangalore, from various places of India, from different parts of Australia, Sydney. Ajkei ekjon bhadromohila. I met her, in the ground, and she very sweetly, danced for us to one of the, to some of the music, and I captured her on video. So she messaged me today. So we are making all kinds of contacts and friends here.
Let me take this. So Omlan Dotto says, thanks very much for the live, watching it from Ottawa in Canada. 11:06 p.m. here. Cheers to both of you and the entire Rev Sports team. Makes my day, Omlan. Makes our day. Prakrit, we just considered yesterday morning. Had we stopped Australia under 400, we would have been looking amazing by now. Yeah, this partnership has been pretty stellar. This partnership has been absolutely stellar, Prakrit. A lot of flack was given to the team management for playing Nitish Kumar Reddy and Washington Sundar together. The Washington Sundar Nitish Reddy call has worked. Yes, Rohit Sharma is not scoring, and that's the big thing. Rishabh Pant got out to a stupid shot, but this particular partnership has worked. Nitish Reddy looking terrific, absolutely terrific. Many more questions? Awesome partnership, yes. Okay. This is an important question. We've seen a lot of footage. Heated moment where both supporters verbally abused each other. What's the situation now? You were there in the morning. People were telling you about how Sudhir has been racially abused as well.
Well, I wasn't present when that happened, when Sudhir was abused. But at the same time, what I've seen here actually is a lot of camaraderie between Indian and Australian fans, and that's undeniable. In fact, if there has been an instance of abuse of Sudhir, I would say between fans, that's like I won't say it's an aberration because it keeps happening. I mean, booing of Virat Kohli, that kind of animosity is also there. Kintu ami jeta dekhechi, what I've seen a lot of camaraderie. For instance, two girls were dancing to, and we've put out those videos in our lives. Also, I've done a story. Two girls were dancing to Bollywood songs, and an Australian man in Australian colors, he just suddenly danced in, and it was, really funny. Australians are enjoying the Bollywood. There's an Australian band on the ground which is called Itchy Feet. 4 or 5 boys full of energy, and they're playing Bollywood tunes. All the Shah Rukh Khan tunes, Shah Rukh Khan Preeti Zinta tunes. So I don't think this is the only thing that happens, that the abuse.
Yeah, but on the other side, the Australian fans, as Sharmistha was saying, and she's right, it's a minuscule minority that's doing it. Because if you watch our lunch show, and if you go and watch our lunch show, there were a couple of Australian fans who were part of the show who came in, and they said what the Australian media is doing to Kohli is not correct. And they were very blunt about it, that this is disrespectful, calling him a clown is wrong, this is clearly out of line, there has to be more respect. So this is a minuscule minority that is trying to do it. And what she said, majority of the fans don't want this. Majority of the fans want fight. Come say, majority of the fans want fight. Majority of the fans are not rogues. So there is a certain section which are rogues, and that will always be. Rather, I will say it's the Australian media. And from what I've heard, that Virat Kohli refused to do some media. Because of that, it started, and the whole issue targeting him, and now the abuse that was he. Let me tell you one instance which I've written about. You can go and check now. Johnny Bairstow 2023. When Johnny Bairstow was out, and the way Australians got him out at Lords, the whole English fans, they just went after the Australians, calling them unethical and all of this, and names and heaped abuse. The Australian media jumped out and said, whatever you do, you cannot abuse a player. And they jumped on to the English fans, and it was World War V. All of a sudden, the same Australian media says the abuse on Virat Kohli is acceptable. That is what the double standards is all about. And that is why we are calling it out time and again on Red Sports. There are plenty more questions coming. Okay, there's one question for me. Sunil Gavaskar reaction on the Rishabh Pant wicket. I haven't seen the reaction, but I can tell you this, it was an irresponsible shot. Sunil Gavaskar had dropped Kapil Dev in 1984 because of an irresponsible shot. At that point, the ball before I told Pushan Shorkar, who was with me standing in the press box, saying the shot is not on, and he got out. But Sharmistha, the point is, first 3 days, you have been to the ground 87,000, 85,000, and today already 70 plus thousand. Amazing.
It is truly amazing and very electric, totally overwhelming. And this is the first time that I've come for a Boxing Day test at the MCG. But I have covered the Olympics, which is as big as it gets. And I've covered the Olympics this year, and I've been to the Commonwealth Games. And Commonwealth Games, it also coincided with the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, so there was a lot of fanfare. And as we know that in Britain, Indians make up one of the largest communities, very visible. So there was a lot of this dancing, singing, this kind of thing. And what we saw at the MCG on the opening day was nothing short. It was as equal to match. And this is where I really feel proud of being an Indian, because MCG, it's such a mecca of cricket. But, Indian fans, there was more blue, and Indian fans come in with supreme confidence. They come in with their drums, and they come in with all their paraphernalia, and I see it becoming a carnival, and the Australians enjoying it as much. I mean, India, Australia is as much what happens in the outside the field amongst fans as much as what happens inside the field, because the Australians, I'm sure, are, they've not seen things like this. I mean, I've seen Australian people just, open mouths staring at all of this. They've not seen it. They're enjoying it. They're loving it. So, that was really good to see.
Yeah, plenty of questions. Let me take some more. Stark had a bad back. Yes, he was holding. If you, I don't know if you were being able to see it on telly. He had a grimace on his face. He was repeatedly doing this. One time he bowled the ball and he looked at the run up, and he was checking the foothold, checking the footmark, if his feet are properly landing. he was not looking the part. You keep any team on the field for 100 overs, 120 overs. This has to happen. And this is what tells me this match can be saved. Absolutely, this match can be saved. Another couple of hours from India, and this lead will be less than 100 runs. The moment the lead gets to less than 100 runs, India will start to believe that this match can be saved. 100% this match can be saved, is what I can tell you. Big fan of you. Thank you very much. Santiago, big fan. We'll come to the Ashwin question later. Okay. Thank God Ashwin did Jaddu and Washi. No, that's younger guys seem to have temperament, application, and swagger. That's what Sharmistha just said. It's becoming, by the way, it's still raining, is it?
No. It stopped raining, but it's very windy and cold, but it's not raining. It's overcast.
It is very overcast. By the way, the prediction was for rain between 2 and 7 p.m. So I've said this in our morning live also. Tomorrow and day after is fine. But the prediction was for rain, slight drizzle, 0 to 4 mm rain between 1 p.m., 2 p.m. to about 6, 7 p.m. So the fact of the matter is, if India sort of pushes it, this match, the time will also now come into play. It is already tea time day 3. This match can 100% be saved. Amazing partnership. Yes. What is the weather condition?
Right now outside here.
Shovik Shengupta is asking.
It's overcast. We just had a light drizzle, a few drops, and now it's overcast. Since yesterday, it's been cool, chilly. Now it's for us, at least we are from India, so for us it's chilly but pleasant. Generally it's pleasant. Overcast, no sun. So that's what it's like.
Okay, there is a question. Orpon Dotto, Australia behind the over. They were 3 overs behind Orpon. 3 overs behind when the 80 over mark happened. So every reason they can be docked 1 or 2 points. Remember last time also they missed out on WTC qualification because of the point scenario. So that's the iPhone weather shows rain at 7 p.m. as well. Possible because, as I said, between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. local, which is 3:15 now, there is rain. And India will not mind that at all. The only thing is Australian bowlers are tired. India can really go. Aren't you getting your tea and coffee?
I am. Can I take 2 minutes and get some tea?
I'd love that. What about you?
I will because we are actually very close to the MCG, like a 7-minute walk.
Because to do this show we came and because you can't do it from the ground. You can stand outside and do it. We came here because here we can have a cup of tea and then we can dart back because the tram is right outside. You can get on the tram and be there in 10 minutes. So yes.
Yes, so I can show viewers a little bit of the outside if you give me a minute. No?
That's this side only, no?
No.
Yeah. So this is.
No, I can turn it and show it. Just give me a minute. So, camera. So this is the view. So this is basically the view from our window. So this is all
okay, look at the sky. Look at the sky. Look at the sky. It's very overcast. And by the way, I can see the drizzle still on. I can see spitting going on. Literally spitting.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is spitting. So they will not come back like this. But anytime they should, because this is not rain that will hold play off for too long. Having said that, any little time that it eats into, the game can go on till about 6 o'clock, 6:15 if they push it. So you expect quite a bit of play, but this is the time that India will make merry. Let's get back to the show.
Yeah. So.
There, super. Okay, so the 2 things that have stood out for me so far.
Yes.
I have not seen a test match being attended by 80,000 people in 3 consecutive days. I've watched cricket for 35 years, but not like this. That's a standout.
And yes, that is a standout. And, it's not something that we see in India that much. So it is definitely a standout. It's comparable with what we see in IPL, isn't it?
Indian grounds don't have 100,000 capacity anymore, not even in guns, except Gujarat. During the India-Pakistan game at the Ahmedabad Stadium, the Narendra Modi Stadium has this kind of capacity. IPL, yes, you will have 100,000 people, but test matches, no.
That's what I'm saying. We'll see it during IPL. Yes. But here, of course, as I've been saying, that, it's been a huge turnover. And I mean, you literally have to, it's like a Kumbh Mela. You literally have to, weed your way through,
And they
through.
managed it well.
They've managed it very well. They've managed it very well. And there's all kinds of culture, around it. Like there's henna, there's face painting, there's turban tying, which just shows, and a lot of the culture that MCG and these stalls, you can't just go. In fact, yesterday, as I was, coming into the premises around the Dennis Lilly statue, I saw this, there was this face painting station there, and a lady was painting someone's face, but then the police came and stopped them because they were not authorized. They were just sitting there and they were taken away. Probably they would be let off, but so it's whatever stalls there are, it has to be, through the MCG. And what is nice is a lot of these stalls, these culture stalls, are Indian culture. So like the henna, the turban tying, of the 5 or 6 stalls, half are Indian culture. So it just shows how visible Indians are here in Melbourne. There's a huge Indian community, lots of Indian shops, Indian spices, Indian food. This morning, in fact, on my way back from the MCG, my daughter and I, we had dosa and idli in Flora. Which is a restaurant that we used to go to a lot, Bori and I, when we were in Melbourne in 2005, 6, 7. And I had a chat with the Flora people today. It's just off Flinders Street Station. They said, "Oh, that means you're part of our history because we started in 2002." So, anyways, that's the culture, but it just shows, how integral Indians are to Australian society. And yeah, there's been huge, huge, huge turnout.
Let me come back to the cricket a little bit. The weather, still raining. I can see the drizzle still. Yes, very little drizzle, but still on. I can see, if you see that glass there, Sharmistha, behind you, look at that glass and you can see the water droplets there. So it's still drizzling. It has not
Actually,
stopped
I can
fully.
see droplets on the river. We can see the Yarra from here, but it's not so. If
It's
you put
pretty.
out your hand,
It's
it's
pretty.
not.
It's pretty, but the cloud cover is very much there. The cloud cover is very much there. It is overcast. It is very, very overcast, and one can see exactly behind us is the Yarra, which goes to the MCG. That road, that particular road that you see behind us. Frankly, you will see the train track and the tram track, and that's the one that goes straight to the MCG. So weather-wise, it is not bad. It is cloudy, not bad for India. Australian bowlers are tired, so in that sense, get them on and sort of pile on some more runs. Question-wise, Nitish Kumar Reddy, I think, has been an absolute revolution right through this series. I think he's one of the highest run getters, one of the highest run getters in the top 5 for sure. So Nitish Reddy, 40, 40, 40, 40, and now nearing 100. If he gets that 100, it will be an absolutely magical effort from Nitish Kumar Reddy. Can India save this match? Too early to say. Too early to say, but we are well and truly on course. The fight that each one of us wanted to see, we have finally seen. Your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts is now we are poised critically, so let's see what happens. But irrespective of what happens, what is really nice to see is the kind of support Indian players have. And I'm sure even Rohit Sharma, if he's feeling really down, or anybody, they will be really glad to see what kind of support they have in the fans, no matter what happens. And today morning I was interviewing someone from the Bharat Army, and I said, so what is the disappointment that you're feeling, the way it's gone this round? He said, yes, there is disappointment. And, he outlined 2 or 3 points, like all of us can do, that, this could have been done differently. That was a really bad out. Kohli's out was a really bad out. But he said, but at the end of it,
Yes, Sharmistha ma'am, personal request, please also make a visit to most popular vegan restaurant, trying different recipes. Love your work. Anurag Malpani. She actually loves her vegetarian food, Anurag. She loves her vegetarian food way more. I don't think Sharmistha has non-veg much anymore, but absolutely point taken. We will indeed have vegetarian food. All of us do. My daughter also, Aisha, our daughter, loves vegetarian food as much as I am the only one who has a little bit of non-veg, but Otherwise,
Yes, so I'll just complete what I was saying is that so the thing is that no matter what happens, Indian fans at the end of the day, they just want to keep supporting India no matter what happens. Even if they're disappointed, I've not seen anybody, let out an abuse or anything, at least here. And about the food, again, this tea time, this is, we don't generally have him on this show. Generally, it's a show where, I do a little bit of culture. Yesterday, I was at Luna Park with my daughter. So that's where I did the live from. So if you're joining this live, it's not today we have him, but it's not going to be so much of cricket talk as much culture with me. So do keep joining.
100%. And that's the whole idea, because the test match around Boxing Day is also about culture. 80,000 people. It is about multicultural Australia. It is about sport is not just what is out there on the field. Sport is much more. Sport is about it is about integration. It is about how the Indian diaspora is growing stronger and stronger. The economy of sport. Look at what is happening at the MCG, the food, the number of Indian stalls. The entire Cricket Australia is going to make the maximum amount of money from this tour. That tells you how India has become a real powerhouse in this world. Lots more questions. Let's go on for 6 more minutes. We'll conclude at say 3:30. By the way, the players haven't come out yet. From what I know, are people telling us that the players haven't come out yet, and it is still the same. It is still gloomy, and I can tell you this. Has it improved? No, not much. Is it raining? Yeah, very slight drizzle.
Like just drops.
Slight raindrops, but the prediction, as I said to you earlier, is that this drizzle might just continue till about 6 p.m. This drizzle might just continue till about 6, 7 p.m. If that happens, valuable time for the game will go. Valuable time for the game will go. Why do you think Indian media celebrates 6 international cricketers, pay them as speakers, negatively hype the debate between two Indians, Sanjay and Irfan? Probably, I have no comment on this, because I have found it. I have not understood the Indian media who say Virat Kohli was abused, so it was right. And our own media, I mean, at times I feel we Indians are our own enemies. And I totally buy your point. This is disgusting as far as I'm concerned. Gavaskar was furious on Rishabh Pant. Absolutely correctly so. Absolutely. I'm tired of hearing he's a maverick. This is not a situation. Sachin Tendulkar played the best cover drive in the world. He held himself back for 10 hours. That is self-discipline. Ultimately, it's the team. Your maverick shots can wait. He was set 28. Scott Boland had finished his spell. Rishabh Pant staying on. India could have done way better. This partnership has been miraculous, but Sunil Gavaskar has every right to be very critical of Rishabh Pant. Always like you. Thank you very much. Boria, Bengali home cooked food awaits you in Sydney. Shonali Mukherjee. Thank you very much, man.
Right.
Shonali Mukherjee, music lovers. Okay. Shombi Dr. Vishwash, when will a bowler take Pant's wicket? No, he won't. He will give it to you. Last couple of questions. Before the 3-4 minutes of the show. So far in Melbourne, what's the one difference that you have noticed compared to what you had seen 20 years back? More Indians?
Well, I was last in, was it 20 years back?
I mean, about 15, 17 years.
Well, I haven't, yes, been in the interim. I was last here then, 2007, I think was the last. A lot of things are still the same, and that's really nostalgic for me. I mean, where we stayed, Quest on Burke, the hotel where we stayed then. It's another hotel, but still, one of those serviced apartments, and the roads still seem pretty much the same.
The tram is the same.
The tram is the same, and being from Kolkata, I feel very nostalgic because the Kolkata trams are now almost, going extinct. But here it's state of the art. They've done it so well. It's so convenient. It's the best mode of transport.
The tram route is actually expanding, yeah.
And Chinatown, that stayed the same because last time when we were in Melbourne, he's very crazy about Chinese. I'm okay. Christmas lunch, we went to Chinatown with our daughter, and luckily we found a place. It was crowded. We found a place. And what I really enjoyed, because I'm not a typical spicy eater, but I really enjoyed the Chinese buns were really fresh. For those of you who like vegetarian, they were really fresh. So Chinatown is again memories from when we were here, much younger in those days. but that has stayed the same.
You know, these are nostalgic memories. Sharmistha and I, we were 20 years younger when I'd first come to this country. Plenty more questions. Okay, let me just quickly take a couple more and close the show, because as I said, 3:30 is when we will close the show. How do you see this rain break affecting the batsman? It won't impact momentum, because they would have been the scheduled tea break anyway. So I think it is brightening up that side a little bit. Do you think so?
Yeah, I can't see the drops falling on the water, which I put from a distance. Very teeny drops, but I'm not seeing them anymore.
So it's not that bad, and I do think play will resume. I also think that India will not mind this. They'll recalibrate. They've now saved the follow on. They've scored another 50 odd runs. They'll now know. The dressing room will be able to tell Nitish Reddy and Washington Sundar, just carry on. Another 50 runs, and the pressure will squarely be back on Australia. They will start to feel this match is once again going out of control. Can they win it from here will become the question. I hope you guys are following the World Rapid and Blitz. Yes, Athreo is reporting on it regularly, Prakrit. So watch out for Athreo's pieces every day on chess. Because we are here, we are doing the cricket hands-on, we are following, but Athreo is our reporter on chess, who's reporting the chess beat every day. Namaste, my Yashashvi. Yashashvi must be in the Champions Trophy squad. 50 over cricket, so we've got to wait and see. KL Developer, yeah. So shall we end the show now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so 3:30, folks, we will be back. Sharmistha will be back with her show tomorrow once again at tea time. If possible, I'll join in. Post-match, we will do a full analysis, obviously. Don't know exactly when post-match will happen. They might just extend play by half an hour more because the light stays on here in Melbourne. We will have to see on the weather. So whenever post-match is, join us for post-match. India has had a very good day so far. So fingers crossed this partnership continues and we see fight. For the moment, on behalf of us both, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.